His thumb traced the line of my jaw, a touch far too gentle for a monster. "You are a nail in my skull, Raven," Evander Rook whispered, his voice a low hum against my ear. I was his prisoner, surrounded by silent mercenaries in a gilded cage of glass and steel, yet his ice blue eyes held a worshipper's devotion. The tranquilizer was still a faint buzz in my veins, a dull reminder of how easily the hunter had become the prey. He leaned closer, his breath warm, his words a promise and a threat, and I would tear my own head apart before I let you go. "I am a broke, washed-up assassin, and a client was offering $3 million to kill a man described as pathetically soft," I scoffed, the sound swallowed by the sterile quiet of the encrypted chat room. "Just a soft-bellied husband? This will be a walk in the park." Later, I slipped into the target's lakeside mansion, a ghost in the opulent dark. It was all going according to plan until I opened the door to the basement. I took a single step into the basement, and a tiny red dot appeared on my forehead. The lights flared to blinding white. I froze, shock jolting through me as I stared at the walls. They were covered in photographs, hundreds of them, all featuring a woman with the same face, my face. Before my mind could process the violation, the unhurried sound of footsteps echoed from the staircase above. I instinctively turned, my hand already reaching for the pistol holstered at my thigh. A man stood at the top of the stairs, clad in a charcoal gray silk robe. He held a snow-white Persian cat, which yawned lazily, its clear blue eyes mirroring its owner's calm, superior gaze as it stared down at me. That face, my pupils contracted violently. It couldn't be the man I'd seen fumbling with his groceries in the hallway of my rundown apartment building was the owner of this 9,000 square foot architectural marvel. What the hell were all those nights we spent crammed into my 200 square foot studio, watching slasher films together? I remembered him knocking on my door, his expression a perfect blend of embarrassment and anxiety. His lights were out, he'd said, and he was halfway through a horror movie and too scared to be alone. He wanted to finish it at my place. I hadn't suspected a thing. In fact, I promised to check his circuit breaker for him when the movie was over. I'm an assassin, yes, but even I feel a flicker of protective pity for a man that harmlessly domesticated, especially one who looked like him. Evander Rook was exceptionally beautiful, the kind of man who would be relentlessly harassed in the rough and tumble neighborhood we supposedly shared, forcing him into a timid, homebound existence. A perfect little house husband. M.S. Kennedy, thinking of a way out. Evander's lips curved, but the smile held no warmth. "A pity, there's only one door. I was willing to let you live when you first stepped onto the property," he continued, his tone conversational, "but then you found this room, you saw her face, and for that, I can't let you leave." A soft whip cut through the air, a tranquilizer dart fired from a hidden recess in the wall shot towards me with blinding speed. But I am Echo, the top-ranked killer in the syndicate's roster. My bounty has broken records on the dark web. I dodged the dart with a fluid sidestep, then launched myself forward, closing the distance to Evander in 3 powerful strides. He had played the part of the gentle husband for so long, the illusion was almost perfect. A pair of rimless Lindbergh glasses sat perched on his high-bridged nose, but now, without the daytime pretense, his narrow, piercing eyes were fully exposed, their coldness radiating an absolute chill. Only the faint flush on his cheekbones hinted at the difference between his day and night personas. He remained utterly calm as I appeared in front of him, his eyes even holding a flicker of something I recognized with a jolt. Disdain. Meow. The Persian cat in his arms cried out in alarm, leaping from his grasp. Our eyes locked. I narrowed mine, my lips parting to release a sharp, piercing whistle, a sound designed to shatter the silence and disorient simultaneously. Something hard pressed against my stomach. Asterisk click. Asterisk. It was a suppressed pistol. I raised an eyebrow, watching Evander's brow furrow in pain as I twisted his gun arm behind his back, his spine arched, the lines of his body beneath the silk robe fluid and strong, his long, dark hair fanned out like a spider's web, an intricate trap. A dark stain of blood began to bloom across the silk, covering his shoulder blade like the broken wing of a butterfly. I wasn't in a hurry to end his life. I let out a soft laugh, slowly dragging the muzzle of his own gun down his spine. "Kill me, and you'll never leave this